Hello everybody. Today we're going to be going over all the trains I saw on my trip out to Ohio for the solar eclipse. Now a lot of the footage in here is going to have to be edited down because my phone can't handle it all. But I hope you enjoy the video. And please consider liking and subscribing. I'll see you at the end of the video for an announcement on one of the upcoming videos. The first train we see here is a westbound CSX Artorac train, which we got to chase for a little bit.
Left. Okay.
The next train we see are two Norfolk Southern westbounds racing each other near Alliance, Ohio. Next train we saw was another Norfolk Southern eastbound intermodal train. This is going to become a pattern, isn't it? The next day, which was the 7th, we drove through a old steel mill which had this cool looking skill test car and a coil car that had its hood knocked off. Now, we went to Berea to watch the eclipse, but this was on the 7th, so we could scout out location the day earlier. And we saw a CSX westbound intermodal there. Train we saw was another CSX intermodal. Believe me, it won't be the last. Just as a quick heads up, all the trains through here that we saw on CSX were really short. The next train that you saw was another Norfolk Southern intermodal with GFOs on the head end. What a surprise.
What that's?
The next train was a general merchandise, led by foreign power on the head end. At BNSF. The next train we saw was an eastbound Artorac train, led by CSX GE Power. Here comes another CSX intermodal with GE Power. The last train of the night is a Norfolk Southern eastbound intermodal. After that, we decided to call it a night and head back to the hotel. Now, the next morning we got up at the lovely hour of 6 o'clock to go out trackside. The first thing we saw was an XBNS F-9 with an X-Conrail battery box on the side of it. The next train is a Norfolk Southern eastbound intermodal. Next up is the Amtrak, late as always, going east. Next up is another Norfolk Southern intermodal going east. How surprising. Next up is a CSX westbound, which is a general merchandise. Next up, we have an eastbound CSX intermodal train. Next up is another Norfolk Southern westbound intermodal with GE power. How surprising. Next up, we have a CSX eastbound intermodal train. Next up, we have every rail fan's worst enemy, a high rail truck. Next up, we have another westbound Norfolk Southern train, but this time it's actually something interesting, general merchandise. If you look closely, you can see a couple of heritage hoppers roll past. Coming up here, we have some more pretty old hopper cars. Coming up here is a tank car that's got something wrong with one of its trucks. It's smoking pretty bad. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe for part 2, which should be out later today, and further news on the next rear engines video. Bye.